Hi, my name's Aero, and welcome to my anime review of Toradora. The story of Toradora is very simple. There's no dragons, no magic, no epic lands to explore. It's just a romance set in high school. Now I know what you're thinking. High school? In anime? Hasn't that been done to death already? But really, if there's one anime about high school that you still need to watch, if you haven't already, it's this one. Now the characters. On one hand, we have our main male protagonist, Ryuji. Ryuji is a fatherless high schooler who lives alone with his mother in a small apartment. Because he is fatherless, Ryuji seems to have grown up a little faster than other kids around him. He cooks, he cleans, he does the laundry, and he never complains about it. He also genuinely seems to enjoy doing these things, especially when he can help out others while doing so. On the other hand, we have Taiga, our main female protagonist. Now Taiga comes from a rich family, but she's not on very good terms with her parents, and her parents aren't on very good terms with each other either. So, she now lives alone in a small apartment right next to Ryuji's, actually. But that's not how they're going to meet. They meet in high school. It's the beginning of the new school year, and so the classes have just been formed and everybody's sort of meeting each other. And that's where Ryuji and Taiga will bump into each other. Literally. Now this wouldn't be much of a problem usually. When two people bump into each other, they just say, "Excuse me," they move, and then they keep going on their way. But Ryuji has sort of a delinquent reputation. Not because he goes out at night and sprays graffitis and is part of a gang, but because he has delinquent eyes, according to people around him, and he just looks scary to them. Now this leads to a lot of comic relief moments throughout the anime, which are fairly enjoyable. On the other hand, we have Taiga, who, despite looking very cute and girly, is actually a tsundere. And a bit of a violent tsundere. Then again, all tsunderes are violent, so I think that's actually part of the job description. So what do you get when you have a supposed delinquent that bumps into a tsundere? Well, let's just say the tensions run kind of high, and it leads to some other funny moments. So as you can probably tell by now, these two characters don't love each other right off the bat. Taiga actually loves Ryuji's best friend, and Ryuji loves Taiga's best friend. But both of them are kind of shy about it, so things are going kind of slow. Things pick up, however, when Taiga, clumsy as she is, mistakenly puts the love letter that she had intended for Kimura, Ryuji's best friend, in Ryuji's bag. So when Ryuji gets home that night and sees the love letter addressed to his best friend and signed by Taiga, he thinks, "Oh, she got the wrong bag, I'll give this back to her tomorrow." But of course, Taiga's a tsundere, so she can't wait until tomorrow, and she breaks into his house and assaults him with a wooden sword to get it back. Yeah, stuff gets pretty cool. Still think this is a boring anime about high school? Well, maybe. But I personally enjoyed it. And from then on, the story just takes off, and it's just such a beautiful thing. The character dynamics are really great, and character development is even better, since the story starts off with these seemingly incompatible characters developing such a great relationship throughout this anime, and one can't help but feel happy about something like that. It's just nice to see. It's not particularly beautiful visually, although the animation is quite nice. It's just nice, you know? It's hard to put it into words, but I'm making a review, so I should kind of try, at least. But I think a majority of people will like these characters, since they just feel so real. Every part of their personality seems to be a direct consequence of their life situation. Again, Ryuji doesn't have a father, so he sort of had to grow up faster and take on more responsibility, which, you know, led him to be who he is today. On the other hand, Taiga is very privileged, although emotionally unstable because of her family. And so that's why she became a tsundere. I'm oversimplifying things, but you'll get it as you watch the anime. And this is true for all the characters. Every single character has a personality that fits with their life story, which makes them all feel very real and genuine, and that's highly appreciated in anime today, since there seems to just be a lot of anime out there that focus on specific character archetypes. You have the shy one, the excited one, the badass one that doesn't talk a lot. You know, it's just, sometimes it's fun to have characters that don't seem to fall directly into those categories. It makes the story more vivid and more interesting. Also, Toradora is just a roller coaster of emotions. You have happy moments, you have enjoyable moments, you have sad moments, and then it just keeps going like that all the time. But not for the sake of being a roller coaster. This anime won't make you cry for the sake of making you cry. You will cry of your own free will because of how touched you are by the story. And honestly, it's just beautiful to see it unfold. Now, just because I said you'll cry doesn't mean you should go into this anime all like, oh, I'm not going to cry. I'm just going to go in there and be like stoic and like, I'm a guy. I'm not going to cry. I'm just going to like cook some bacon and eat that shit and be like, yeah, bring it, man, bring it. Like, it's fine. I mean, maybe you won't. Maybe you won't shed a tear, and like that doesn't mean you're heartless. It's fine. Different stories speak differently to different people. But as you can probably tell by now, I really enjoyed this anime. And here's a segment I'm going to do for my reviews, what this anime taught me. Because watching anime for the sake of just watching anime and enjoying it is fine. But I feel as though you can learn so much from these characters, from this story, because ultimately, they are real. They exist in someone's head. They're someone's ideal. And when somebody creates something from those ideals, they're trying to convey a message or like confer values or leave their mark. And ultimately, it's a part of them that they're trying to convey to you. And if you don't take the time to at least reflect a little upon that after watching an anime, or even while you're watching it, you can miss some very important life lessons that can ultimately make you a better person, I think. I think I've become a better person because of it, because of watching anime and then just thinking a bit about it. So this anime has a very one message in particular that's very clear, which is kindness can hurt others. Your kindness won't necessarily bring joy to other people. You can hurt other people by being kind to them. And that's very counterintuitive, because as a kid you're just taught to be kind, and you think that if you're kind, good things will happen. And most of the time that's true, but not always. And the story has moments where, has a lot of moments actually, where the kindness of some characters led to the misery of others. And then when those characters in turn found out about the sadness they created, it made them miserable, and so in the end, shouldn't they have just not been kind from the start? But the message here isn't that you shouldn't be kind to avoid potential suffering. The message is you should be aware of the consequences that kindness can have, and be prepared to deal with them when giving out kindness. You have to be strong. If you're helping someone else, you have to be able to carry their weight for a little while. You have to be strong enough for that, because they will rely on you for a little while, and that's okay. But if you're not strong enough to help them out and to be a reliable person, then you can just ultimately make both of you sad. And that's something to think about. So I haven't come up with a rating system yet. I'm just gonna go with should you watch this anime or not? I say you definitely should watch it. It's a it's a good anime to be watched by a variety of people. Even if you haven't seen much slice of life, I think it can be enjoyable. But I don't know if this is a good anime for a first-timer in the slice of life genre, or in the romance comedy genre. So I'm going to go ahead and say, if you've seen Great Teacher Onizuka, you should be all set to watch this. If you haven't, you might want to go check out GTO, Great Teacher Onizuka, before watching this, since, first of all, it's a classic, and second of all, it's good, and third, I think, even though it's not that similar, it gets you out of the action-y mindset that we seem to be in sometimes when we watch anime. Like, say you just watch Dragon Ball, Naruto, and One Piece. Maybe slice of life is going to seem boring to you, so transitioning between different genres is very important. And Great Teacher Onizuka has action bits, and it also has slice of life parts in it, so it's a good transition anime from action to comedy, romance, slice of life. But that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope you enjoyed Toradora as much as I did. It's become one of my favorite anime, I must say. It's really enjoyable. I fell in love with the characters almost instantly, and when I was done, most importantly, this is something all anime viewers come to understand as they watch more and more anime. If after you've watched an anime, it leaves just a soul-crushing, crippling void inside of you, even for a brief period of time, that anime was worth watching. That was a good anime. And that's what happened when I watched Toradora. I had to, like, enter post-anime viewing state where I just did nothing for the rest of the day after I was done watching it. But yeah, go see for yourself, and again, I hope you enjoyed it at least as much as I did, if not more. And thank you, and have a nice day.